Hey everyone, it's me Marcin as usual. There was some break, I was traveling a little, I was a little busy, and today I'm coming to you with a Photoshop tutorial, to be a little bit more precise, camera tutorial. And I want to do more camera because I'm taking a lot of mobile photography, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, by the way. And I love to editing, and my editing process looks similar. Sometimes I have too dark images, sometimes I have overexposed images. So I want to show you how to work with Photoshop when you take your image through your DSLR or digital camera, how to fix the image, and how to make this looking just good. So as you can see, I'm going to start with this image by Sheldon Evans. You can check him, that's his image. Huge Instagram, great photography. He also creates great content here on YouTube, and it obviously has too dark shadows. It doesn't look interesting at all, to be honest. It's way too dark. The one thing good here would be maybe the highlights, so we have to do something to actually make it look right. First of all, I need to bring up the shadows, and I'm going all the way to 100. It's way too dark and I want to make this clear. Down with highlights, they're a little too strong. And as I did this, the image getting a little flat, so I'm going with contrast quite much to make this image back again to its right shape. After this, I'm going to add some vibrance till the moment I will feel right about this. So it doesn't really matter, sorry for this, whatever. It doesn't really matter where you will stop, but you stop where you feel right about this. And of course you can go more, you can bring up the blacks, take down whites, etc. Every time you do this, you pull up more of the contrast to make the image just look right. After this, I'm jumping into hues, saturation, luminance, and I'm trying to work with the colors that I have. So with the colors, you need to remember what looks good. If you have blue color, you need to make sure that blue color has some yellow to work with, because these two colors look good together. So that's what I'm actually making sure. I'm going to make really nice blue color. I'm going to change the hue a little, and also the yellows a little more orangey, but the oranges a little more yellowish, just to make it looking right. And these two color together, and a little down with reds into more oranges. So these are all colors I have over here. So after this, I would jump into saturation, saturated the blues. The yellows are quite saturated, but I can have a look how it looks if I put more saturation, and I'm not really happy with results, so I will be rather careful with this. And also luminance, and I like the blue when they're dark. I could go darker with this, I could go darker with yellows, just to make it a little better balanced maybe. So around this, I would probably be happy with what I have over here. As a next step, this image looks already much better before. After it's nearly ready, we could start working somewhere else, but I would like to try also with split toning. I have quite clear highlights and very clear shadows, so the hue, I have the highlights which are rather yellowish orangey, so I could actually work with this and make this amazing sunset, as you can see. And also, as it also affected some other areas, the blue ones, I would go with shadows with the color that is opposite into blues and increase the saturation for the blue. The one problem is I affected this foreground, but it's not that bad, so I could keep it. But if I'm not really happy with this, I would make some simple trick, which is I would hit done. It was my mistake because I didn't open this. I hit done instead of open image, and I was confused. So once again, when I have this at this specific point, I would go with open image, but I always open this as a smart object. So I press shift and I open this as an object. Why? Because it gives me possibility to work with more layers in camera raw, still non-destructive way, and change it as many times as I want. So what I would do, I would hit right and go with a new smart object via copy. You cannot just copy this image, but you have to copy smart object. So then when you hit twice on this layer, I have the same settings. I know it's amazing. It's really powerful to work with camera raw. And what I would do now then, as I said, I want the shadows to be blue. I would go up with this till this level, and then I would hit OK. And then I would create layer mask, just hit the small icon, you create in layer mask, and when layer mask is all white, it means everything is visible. But if you turn this layer mask into black color, it would be invisible. So let's see, Command and I to invert, and it's visible, invisible, visible, invisible. So if I could actually use a brush, choose color black, and paint over the rocks to make them look more natural. Sometimes it doesn't really. Okay, now it's perfect. So I'm painting with color black on the rocks, and I'm bringing up the natural color. Also, I make this person a little bit bluish, so also here, and we sorted this. So this is how you can actually work with camera raw using also, of course, different layers and working with smart objects. I would like to add probably a little bit more contrast, so I would work with curves and go with contrast to make it still more, and maybe luminosity and 30%, not too strong. And you can close it down also by creating camera raw layer at the top, simply by creating stamp and adding some of the more settings to improve your image even more. So this is the simple way how you work with camera raw. Remember, this is very powerful, whether if you work with raw images, if you work with camera raw, if you work with Lightroom or any other raw software. There's a lot of possibilities to fix your image. So remember, shooting raw, and don't give up when you see your image is a little too dark, because it still might look amazing. Thank you for watching, and see you in another Photoshop tutorial.